Everyone, welcome to another episode of Daily Energy. I'm your host, Araya Eden. Today's energy is one of transition. So there's transition going from one state to the next state. Finding that middle ground today, between today and tomorrow, finding that middle ground, bringing things to a close, completion, okay? There's a reason why I'm talking about middle and center. Today is about finding the middle and center. And there's going to be a lot happening around middles and centers, two things being joined together as one. This is the overall energy here today. Completion, mass transitions into the spirit is what we're going to see. There's also going to be a lot of dreaming, a lot of teaching, imagination. People are going to be acting out that have not used the energy wisely at the beginning of the cycle. So they're going to be acting out in frantic and frustration because now the cycle is coming to a close. So people are going to be feeling like they don't have enough time to do what they must. But although you feel delayed, remember, as I talked about yesterday, delay is not denial. So you still have time. For some, it's felt like, the door was closed to you. And even though you tried, it seemed like you just could not get ahead. Well, today's energy, what this energy does is opens up doors. For some of you, you're going to start seeing doors opening between today and tomorrow, okay? So a door is going to open. So this energy is ushering in your new beginning for you to be able to start again. There is a path open for you. When there's a path closed, that means that way is not your way. And oftentimes we try to perform outside of purpose, and that's when we find blocks. And for some of us that are chosen, the enemy will put blocks in your way on purpose to stop you. And that's when you have to run through and leap over. And you'll know if it's your purpose. It's because you can never get away from it even if you try. That's how you know your purpose to do something. You might want to shut up and sit down in a corner, but today is not going to be that day for you. You may find yourself speaking up and speaking out, although you just want to be quiet. That's how you know that you are here to be a champion. You're here to work in the best interest of humanity. That's why you can't help yourself at times, because you're meant to help others. So if you're trying to do something outside of that, that's when you run into a problem. So it's just like me. I ran from doing the very thing that I'm doing now. And that's embracing my calling as a seer, as a prophetess, as a whatever I am, a medium, as whatever they want to call me, you see? But it can't really have a definitive label. You see? But it does have a purpose. So embrace your purpose and stand up for what's right today and what's good. But for those of you who are on a higher frequency and a higher vibration, you know that really when it comes down to good and bad, there's a gray. There's a gray. So the goal for many of us is not to focus on the good and bad, is to focus on the gray. That's why silver is one of my favorite colors. I love the gray because it connects two sides and two parts. And that's what we're going to be seeing today with the middle. It connects two sides and two parts. It's a bridge in the gap. And that's what you are purposed to do, my friend. You are a bridge Sometimes it feels like people don't take you seriously. Sometimes it feels like people are walking all over you. It's because you're a bridge. Does it make it right? No. But you have to be strong enough to handle it. You were actually built for this. You see? You were built for this. And so you must realize that about yourself. Sometimes we expect people to do for us the things that they don't even have the capacity to do for themselves. But you are so well crafted that you were given the capacity to not just do for yourself, but for others. You were given the capacity not just to hold yourself up, but to hold others up as they walk across. That's your purpose, chosen one. You are purposed to be a bridge to help the next one get to the other side. But you know what I tell you about bridges? You know what I tell you about the people that fill in the gap? Because you stand in the middle, you are the enemy of both sides. At least that's how people will view you. You become the enemy of both sides. I say that all the time. I say I'm the enemy of both sides because I stand in the middle. Because they want to go at each other. And I'm like, no, let's find the middle ground. And that's what a lot of you are going to be today trying to do, is when they want to go at each other, you're going to be like, no, let's find the middle ground. Because without finding the middle ground, we're going to destroy more than each other. So your advisors, your intuitives, your prophets, your prophetesses, your counselors, your preachers, your teachers, many of them are going to stand in the gap today. Many of them are going to stand in the gap. They're going to share wisdom. They're going to share knowledge. They're going to share understanding to the best of their abilities. And this is to help you transition. Many standing in the gap makes one whole. You see, if you didn't have that middle, then it would just be separate. It would be division all the time. Because many people are not trying to find the middle ground. And that's why we've been having fights, sharp tempers. And we will see that again today. Scornful behavior. Frustration. Many people get frustrated today as they feel as though they are not being taken seriously. They feel unappreciated. They feel oppressed. And so there's going to be a lot of people not taking kindly to authority figures over the next 1 to 3 days. There's going to be a lot of acting out. But there's going to be also some imagination. People sharing their vision and making their vision plain, and motivation and inspiration and fulfillment and faith. Hard work and smart work. So this day's energy makes it possible. Now, there are some drawbacks to the day's energy in that when we're talking transitions, we're talking endings, completion. And when things end, there's often the question of what now? What do I do now? Some people feel lost after they accomplish their goal, after they complete their assignment. And for some of you, the completion of the assignment is seeing a loved one home. And home is the spirit. So heart goes out to you and yours at this time, my friend. Hearts go out to you and yours. There's also an indication here of accomplishment. Remember, completion of assignment, accomplishment. So commend yourself for what you have accomplished. And don't beat yourself up for what you have left. Go back to the drawing board, write out a plan, and work through it. One day at a time, one cycle at a time. I've been focusing on one corner at a time. Eventually, you will be able to look back and see what you have completed over time. If you can't do the big stuff, that's okay. Focus on the little stuff, but complete something today. Complete something today. All right. So the day's energy is one of intellect, service, endings, completion, and justice. It is a day that will give birth to the rise of prophet and prophecy. It will be a day full of spontaneous actions, vision, imagination, unrealistic expectation, and embellishment. Some people going to be embellishing some lies. Some people going to be over exaggerating. It's like, and because it's the day of friendship, it's a day that's good for friendship. You might be like, "Ooh, she lied." Oh, he lying, but the embellishment, but that might be some truth in that embellishment, but they're trying to find creative ways to get you to understand it. So don't look at it as always she lying, he lying, because it might be some truth in it. Because believe it or not, I could say some weird stuff to some people. You know, I talk about the invisible dragon flying over people's head and they don't even see it, right? That's the truth. But to people who don't see it, they're like, what is she talking about? An invisible dragon? What you think like those cartoons are about? You think it's just for nothing? I mean, cartoonists and artists, they have access to the Akashic record. And so really they're seers and they don't even know they're seers. That's why we have the Simpsons predicting things. And what happens is that they'll see something in their mind and they bring the pictures that they see in their mind to life, but they don't understand where those pictures are coming from. It's coming from a collective pool. And so they think that it's just like something they created, something they manifested, but in actuality, it's something that I'm going to say they foresaw or remembered. Okay, so yeah, so it might be some embellishment, but it's some truth in it. When you know, like I know, don't look at people when they say stuff. I'm gonna tell you. I told you about that story, right? That when I was homeless And I was doing my homeless missionary work, and I was in front of the Salvation Army. And all of a sudden, this man walked up to me and he started saying, Dada, Dada, And he just kept saying that. And he said, I know you, child of God. Dada, Dada, And he just kept saying that. And Brother Jackson, he was like, Sister Shan, this man's hallucinated. He thinks he's somebody he knows. And I said, no. I said, God is trying to tell me something. And so I didn't dismiss him like everybody else was dismissing him. But then he said something strange that most people would have been like, what? That's not even possible. But he said something strange. He said, it's been 100 years since I seen you. He said, it's been 100 years since he seen me. At the time, I was about 25 years old, 24, 25, 23, 23, 24. And he said, it's been 100 years since I've seen you. Then he said something even more stranger. He said, you died when you were 8 years old. Even more stranger, right? But when he said that, I knew this man wasn't crazy. Because mind y'all, I told you about the story of one of my past lives. I didn't know it was my past life, but when I was about 16 years old, I was just laying down on the couch. I think I had just got out of volleyball practice, and I had kind of like just blinked my eyes a little bit. And then I saw a full picture. It's like as if I was looking at myself right now on this camera. I saw a full picture of this little girl. She was wearing all white, and she had like little pigtails. And I was like, but she didn't look like she was from this time. She looked like an ancestor. And I was looking at her picture and I was wondering, who is that a picture of? Who is this picture of this little girl that I just saw? And she was about 7 years old. And so when he said, you died when you were 8 years old, I said, oh, I get it now. I know you, child of God. Dada, Dada, So a lot of people, Brother Jackson was like, this man is hallucinating. He thinks you're somebody he knows. He just came up to me out of nowhere. And so many people will think that what you say to them is something strange, something odd. You know, I'm a little weird. I mean, you hear me talking about, all right, spirit, somebody just entered the room because I can feel them, you see? And some people can see them. Some people can hear them, you see? And that's the energy that we're going to get today. The supernatural energy to where spirit communicates, whether to you directly or to you through someone else. And so take them seriously. I mean, you don't have to, I always talk about, how it's best to filter. You can bring it into your, let it go through your ear. Then you filter it here in your mind. You filter it here. And then for some of it that goes in and you filter it, then you let sit in your intuitive, you let sit into your intuitive belly a little bit, and you dissect that thing a little bit, and you work on it, and you do all of that before you accept it. So you don't have to turn people away. Just use discernment. Listen to them. Make a note of what they're saying, just in case you need it for later. Okay? So for those who For those who plan, communicate effectively, and attempt to understand, the day will reward them with a sense of purpose. So for those who plan, okay, those of you who utilize the energy of the cycle to the best of your ability, you should now be feeling a sense of purpose. That's why a lot of champions are going to rise up today. So the day also encourages both reflection and action. Okay? Reflection and action. So that's why I'm talking about using discernment. When you're speaking with people, use discernment. Okay? Like, you want to hear something else strange? Let me tell you another strange story. My sister can vouch for this. So one day I was laying in my bed. I was asleep. And something just told me, open up your eyes. And when I opened up my eyes, all of a sudden, I seen what many would call the devil standing over me. A big red figure with horns. Now, I understood at this time that wasn't the devil, that was the devil's minions. And so I kicked straight up in the air. I kicked it back into my closet door. And then I sat up in my bed looking at him like, now what? I'm looking at him like, now what? Try that again. And so I stood there, and y'all know it's a problem when I start squinting these eyes. And I squinted my eyes. And then I saw that entity to go to one side. And I saw my sister standing right there at the door. And I told her, I said, girl, don't ever stand over me while I'm sleeping again. Don't ever stand over me while I'm sleeping. Because I ain't no telling what I'm going to see when I open my eyes, child. But yeah, she got up. She didn't say a word. She didn't ask me why I kicked her. She didn't ask me no question. She got up. And she got up with a smile on her face. And we went on about our day. And I love my sister. But yeah. So some strange things, experiences like this could happen today. That's why I'm telling you this. All right. So I'm telling you, I'm a little weird. But I embrace all this weirdness. And weird things happen to me. But I'm telling you, they happen for me. To make the best of the day's energy, we must focus on finding the solutions to problems instead of adding to them. Although many will at least try to be fair and considerate, others will be overly critical, dissatisfied, and rebellious. This is the energy that transitions and transform energy, guide and empower, and it will guide and empower us with wisdom as it encourages us to do the same. It is important that we be fair and kind, as it also will nudge us to be wiser, stronger, and more aware. It will awaken many to the knowledge of a higher self, but those who have not utilized the cycle's energy wisely may experience suffering and therefore may feel resentful towards the day. You may need to carry a notepad to write down your thoughts and experiences, like those crazy thoughts and experiences I just told you about, or those crazy experiences I just told you about. I didn't write them down, but there was some things that I experienced, some dreams that I had that I should have wrote down. Like, for instance, the time that I said the coin was in the clock and the clock was set on a specific time. I wished I would have wrote the time down that was on the clock so I would remember when something was going to happen. I know a lot about telling, general things about what's going to happen. But I don't know, there was a time on the clock. I wished I would have remembered what that time was. But keep a that notepad down so you can record some thoughts, the thoughts that you have, because a lot of people are going to get spiritual downloads today. And you're going to come up with some wise quotes and stuff to share with the masses one day. You will likely come across someone in need. This could be a homeless person. Try not to be judgmental. They don't have to be homeless. You might be asked for money, or you might be the one in need that's asking for money. Okay. But do unto others as you would have them to do unto you. As long as you work and speak up for the greater good, you will be seen by those who matter and understood. This energy is allowing blocks from the path to be removed in order that you may move again. It is making the way for new cycles to begin tomorrow. Complete what you can, even if you have to break your own rules in order to do so. Try not to get involved in conflict and listen to your desires, feelings, and instincts. Follow your gut. It will be a good day to spend time with friends, but it is also a good day to spend time with self. For some people, going through experiencing an awakening, they might be in their stage of isolation. Escape to allow yourself to heal. Okay? And so it's okay if you're in that phase in your life. You do so much, you give so much, and at times you got to take some time and go back and start feeding your spirit. So this is a day of getting spiritually fed. So I encourage you to listen to some kind of inspiration, listen to some motivation, watch your favorite preachers, pastors, teachers, whatever. Spiritualists, Buddhists, I don't care. Yeah, I said it. I don't care what you are, who you are. I respect you all, except, okay? Because I will divide the house every time. You see? So you welcome him. All this good energy. All right? I accept you for who you are, because you know what Dr. Seuss says, right? Be who you are and say what you feel, because those who mind don't matter and those who matter don't mind. Because I feel like we can learn from everybody, because I'm that bridge. I need to know both sides in order to be able to handle both sides. You know what I'm saying? You need to both know both sides in order to handle both sides. That's why God took you through what he took you through in your youth, so that you could be real. Some of you are real. You don't know how to fake it. I couldn't fake it if I wanted to. And trust, that's why y'all get all this personality. I can't fake it if I wanted to. I can't do it. It's just not in me. I be trying sometimes. I don't even know if I would make a good actor, because I don't even know if I can stay in character. Can you imagine? Like some people, they play the part, they play the role. The world has given kind of like what do you call it? Oh, I can't think of the word. But it's like the way that, like, a certain style to, like, people like myself. For some people in the world, they feel like they got to wear rags and be all serious and stuff. Now, that was me before. But then I felt a little suppressed. Like, I felt a little like you just got to let yourself free. You don't have to hold back your personality. Be who you are and say what you feel, because those who mind don't matter and those who matter don't mind. Wait, I said that wrong. Wait, be who you are and so say what you feel, because those who mind don't matter. Oh, and those who matter don't mind. There we go. So you get all this personality. But if you can't be yourself around your friends, I'm just saying, you need to question your circle. All right. But yeah, so follow your gut, okay? Um, and so it will be a good day to spend time with friends, but it's also a good day to spend time with self. No matter what, do what you need to do for you. Be yourself, authentically so, and do what you need to do so you can glow, glow, glow. Okay? Glow, glow, glow. That glow is shining bright. Okay? And if you're just the ember, ignite. I seen this video yesterday, and I'm going to try this out. I don't know if this is going to work, but somebody, they made a fire from putting it was a cup, and then what they did, they put an onion and some water in the cup, and after they put that onion in that water, they put, what was it, shampoo on a spoon, and they circled that shampoo around. No, okay, so they put it was a cup of water, and what they did from that cup of water, they put some super glue on the top. They put like 3 drops of super glue on the top of the water. Okay, so you got your water, you got your onion, you got your super glue. Then they took like a spoon of shampoo and they put it in the water, and that sucker caught on fire. I ain't tried it, so I don't know if it works, but I've been looking at different ways to start fire because, I have this survivalist mentality. And so another way you can make fire is, I saw this guy, he had some cotton, right? He took some cotton, he spread the cotton out, and then he sprinkled some ashes on that cotton, and then he like rolled it up. He rolled it up. So he sprinkled cotton, he sprinkled the ashes, he rolled it up, okay, to hold the ashes in. Then he took 2 pieces of wood and he like started moving that wood back and forth to get a tighter roll on that cotton. He did it several times till it started smoking. And after it started smoking, he took it and he put it in to like a bushel of straw. And then he blew on that sucker. And then he waved it back and forth. And guess what it started to do? It caught on fire. And just like that, my friend, when you just have an ember, see, he made that sucker catch on fire with just nothing. But you got an ember inside of you already there. All you got to do is start moving. Because when you move, it's like when you move, if you notice when you move and you move your hands back and forth, you're creating wind. Okay. There's like air, the cool air is like there. You see? I don't know how to explain that, but you know what I mean. but yeah. So act today. Act. Okay. So do what you need to do for you, and don't be afraid to talk about it. Don't be afraid to talk about it. When you have disagreements with friends and family or whoever, or even people that you don't know, bridge the gap. Try to find the middle ground. Okay? And if you can't do it today, come back to it another day when cooler heads prevail. Okay? All right, so the predictions for today, I'm getting a lot about a famous person. Okay? Excuse me. So this famous person I'm getting something about legends, okay? Famous people, legends, musicians. Over the next 1 to 3 days, we're going to hear a lot about celebrities, musicians, actors, writers, but specifically, there is going to be a legend that transitions into the spirit world. Okay. This could be like a rock star, or I don't know. It could be a musician, because I'm getting a lot about music. Possibly a guitarist transitioning into the spirit world. I'm also seeing excitement and bursts of energy, okay, over the next 1 to 3 days. Hawks, wings, tails, and feathers, military planes, and birds flock together. Hawks, wings, tails, and feathers, military planes, or birds flock together. What that means, time will tell. Weapons pointed at their targets as enemies take aim. Oh, I think I know what it means. You know what it means? I think I do. Scientific discoveries and excavations, media broadcasting, publishing, and posting methods, communication between the living and the dead, trying to find middle ground and healthy mediums. Things get damp as moisture wets the air. So moisture wet the air. So we're it's going to be something coming in about water. Okay. And when it says things get damp, this means that something could be affected by water. Okay. There could be some kind of water spill, because I am getting damp. So it could be something that happened with the dam or something, but that causes things to get wet. People feeling discouraged as things are suppressed, silenced, and dismantled or diminished. Mass transitions into the spirit. I'm also getting something about utility, especially when it comes down to electricity. I'm getting EMF. Okay, something there about EMF over the next 1 or 3 days. But there's like an electromagnetic current, electromagnetic wave. Something happens when it comes down to electricity over the next 1 to 3 days. This could be governance over that, like new bills or something regarding that. I'm also taking accountability and facing consequences. So people are going to be getting their karma today. Having limited or no hearing, experiencing loss or sound systems malfunction. So people are going to be mad, okay? Because this could happen. I think the Super Bowl is this weekend. I feel like it might be something that happens at the Super Bowl. I'm not sure where it happened, because this is energy, so it could happen anywhere to a number of different things. But highlighted is hearing loss. This could be them making new contraptions that will allow people to hear better. Or this could be mics malfunction and go out, and it's something frustrating. That's why I say this might happen at the Super Bowl here during the halftime performance, because I get people being mad, okay? But it could be some kind of performance. It don't have to be the Super Bowl performance. But yeah, sound system malfunction here. Things grow dim and faint for the feeble. That's the transition in the spirit. Sudden disappearances, dissolvements, and decline. So there's going to be missing person, disappearances. So keep your children close. But we might hear something in the news over the next 1 to 3 days about missing persons. People are going to go missing here. And so there's going to be searches for that, for those that's gone missing. Or you might all of a sudden experience your money going missing or something goes missing. Okay, so something goes missing. And I'd rather it be money than a human being. Just saying. So questions of authenticity and realness in the legal field as things are carried out in bad faith. So I'm getting a lot of plagiarism type energy here. So this is someone taking somebody's work and counting it as their own without citing or giving paying homage to that person, without, making a note that, look, this is not my work here. So this also is giving counterfeit energy. So this could have something to do with counterfeit money, because I am getting Bitcoins and coins. So it could be counterfeit money that we're going to hear something about over the next 1 to 3 days, or someone being fraudulent, participating in fraudulent activities. Native American tribes, we'll hear about Native American tribes, as I got Native American tribes today. I got Native American tribes yesterday, and I felt like they were going to be offended. Centers, middles, and between, being surrounded, suggesting controversial event. So when it comes down to a center, I feel like there's going to be a police standoff. Okay? A police standoff between the police and somebody not wanting to take responsibility for their actions. But I feel like there's going to be a standoff. Limitations and copies, titles given, finance, Bitcoins, plagiarism, fashion models. We're going to hear something about fashion and a fashion model. Okay, so there's something significant about a fashion model coming up in the energy over the next 1 to 3 days. I'm also getting something about an unmarried girl. So this could be the fashion model who's not married. A fashion model may go missing over the next 1 to 3 days. And so that's what I'm seeing here. Fits of temper and tantrums. So fits of temper and tantrums, that's what's going to cause that standoff between the cops at some kind of center over the next 1 to 3 days, or people throwing fits when they're not getting their way as well. I'm also picking up energy about a lieutenant. So we'll hear something about a lieutenant, or maybe see a press conference about a lieutenant. It could be a lieutenant with doing fraudulent stuff, misbehaving, or that standoff at that center is going to be a standoff with a lieutenant or someone who has prior military experience of some sort. I'm also getting something about a politician's help, like a politician's advisor or a politician maidservant or a celebrity's maidservant, or housekeeper comes forward with some information or something, or maybe that the politician's housekeeper goes missing. Okay, but I'm definitely getting something about a politician's housekeeper or a housekeeper in general. Okay, so if you're a housekeeper, when you're cleaning these rooms, make sure ain't nobody in them rooms. Okay, they may also find a housekeeper deceased in a room today. Okay, but something is coming up about housekeeper. Okay, because, and this person may have been attacked because someone threw a fit and a tantrum because they didn't get their way. I'm also getting something about alcoholic drinks and rice fields. So alcoholic drinks. So of course, there's going to be a lot of drinking today because it's Friday. Okay, but be responsible with that, because I am getting visits to the medical room. So we're going to see also a lot of crashes, a lot of wrecks, even though the energy doesn't say it. I'm putting two together because I do got die in the energy. Die, like D-I-E. Die in the energy. So today's energy is like no joke. I'm telling you. I told you mass shootings over the next 1 to 3 days. What was that, yesterday or the day before? Even though this is supposed to be the day of friendship, it's just some weird energy going on. Because typically I say on certain days, oh, you do this and that's done. But this month, this whole entire month is full of this type of energy. That's why we have multiple planes crashing down from the sky. Didn't I tell you that wasn't going to be the last one? Unfortunately, the one that went down into the ice, that wasn't the last one. You know, recently we found out that there was another crash to where it was a military observer, and it was 4 people injured in that. Four people that transitioned into the spirit from that plane crash. So there are a lot of plane crashes going on right now. I'll let you know when we're out of that energy, but I don't feel like we're totally out of that energy just yet. I don't feel like it, because what did I tell you earlier? Hawks, wings, tails, and feathers. Military planes or birds flock together. They might flock together, but I don't know. I'm suspicious. Okay, so I get rice and fields. And so this has to do with China, rice and fields. So, because I got paddy fields. So we're going to hear a lot about how this is going to affect rice production. Okay. This could be something, reduction of alcohol and rice or something like that. Or having to do with the tariffs concerning rice and alcohol. I'm also seeing, something about medication. I told you about that. Motives, plans, goals. Okay, so go ahead and plan for tomorrow. Get your plans in place for tomorrow and the next cycle. Go get what you need today, okay? Get what you need today. Start planning for your next 9 days. Okay, plan for your next 9 days so that you can really make the best of this energy here. All right, I'm getting checks. I'm hoping that some people are going to receive a check today, or some talk about a check, but I'm going to claim that you're going to receive a check. I don't want to be like they're going to reduce your check, but I am seeing that reducing check. So there might be talks about some checks being reduced. All right. So I love y'all. Good bless one. Y'all take care of yourself and each other. Okay. Hearts go out. You get a heart. You get a heart. You get a heart. Hearts go out. Hearts go out. Bye.